Hey guys, how we doing? Today's video, I want to go over some of this new data mine information, going and talking about these new marquees that we're going to be getting. So if you guys are in the SWGoH event server, today, Friday, this will be probably live on a Saturday, we got some new info about some new packs. And if you know anything about data mines and packs and all that, usually if you get like a new pack that's like just new character, that usually means a marquee, right? So it's usually it's under the store channel in the data mine section of the SWGoH event server, and there is 3, but there's going to be 2 others for the character. It's called character bundles, and yeah, there's going to be the 5 marquee characters coming out, and that's not including the ones we already have. That's not already talking about Fennec. Fennec's not in that picture. The new Boba Fett's not. It's going to be 5 additional characters. So when we get that, and we get that information dropped upon our heads, what goes through your guys' head first? What goes through mine first is like GL, Galactic Frickin' Legend. I mean, that's kind of how it was for like the Bad Batch, right? It's funny though, because the Bad Batch had that TV show, right? But it played right into part with Lord Vader's requirements. So not every Bad Batch was required for Lord Vader, like Omega wasn't, but the other 4 were. So there very well could be some of those new requirements, or rather some of those new marquees could be a requirement for a future GL. That's very possible, and it might be even like the most the most sought out for thing, and the most straightforward answer, I guess you could say, 4 or 5 marquees coming out in the game. Or you could think of it differently. You know, maybe it's not a GL, but it's still going to lead up to some character. Usually in past events and past characters that we've gotten from marquees, they usually play in a part with some new character. But it's interesting right now because we will be getting Boba Fett Scion of Jango in the Conquest mode for the Conquest 10, 11, and 12. That is not going to be a GL, as we thought he might have been in the previous days and weeks. But this could mean something different. So I want to now bring up the post, what's it called again? The road ahead from October 2021. If you go down here to the very, very end, it says wrapping up. If you go and read all this, well, in this last sentence of this paragraph, it says, we have more in store for you as we move on from the Clone Wars era of content and on to something you'll never expect. So, guys, what do you think? This is like kind of a speculating video, you know, just talking off my head, right? That little tinfoil hat, if you want to say. What do you guys think? For me, I have a few different ideas, thoughts. If it's not going to be this Boba Fett, since we're going to get him, it could still be like an additional, maybe like a journey of Boba Fett. Like, let's say, for example, this Boba Fett is going to be like that, which is of the OG Mando from the Mandalorian TV show. Well, what if we get some other, you know, Boba Fett that comes out at the end of this new Book of Boba Fett TV show? We could get something like that, right? It could maybe like lead up like a journey guide or something like that, right? Or maybe it's like a whole GL. That's another thought, like we just mentioned, a whole other GL with all those 5 requirements. Or we're going to go back to something unexpected. I feel like an expected thing is like, you know, going to be the Book of Boba Fett TV show, you know, going over characters that play right into part with that. That's pretty expected. Like, that's nothing crazy, right? But they're dropping the words unexpected. So when I'm thinking about unexpected, I'm usually thinking about something that we maybe have already gotten, but not like fully got all of, you know, like maybe a TV show or a movie, or maybe just something on a left field, right? Maybe like a different movie like the original trilogy. I definitely can see them doing a lot of stuff here with some maybe episode 5 or 6 content. And it's interesting to bring up Conquest, because Conquest, some of the feats, you're going to have a lot of scoundrels and bounty hunters and smugglers, right? And in which movies do we see a lot of those in? Well, for example, we see them in Solo a lot. We see them in episode 5 and 6 a lot. Han and Chewie are definitely the big boys, you know, in terms of how famous they are in terms of Star Wars. But we also have some other guys, you know, let's go over to the collection. Actually, one of the feats is having to win in a boss fight while keeping Gamorrean Guard alive. So, you know, that's episode 6, right? And I'm sure that even plays after episode 6 and also into Book of Boba Fett, right? Where is this guy? Is he a scoundrel? I think so. Mine's not even touched at all. Here he is. So it could be something like this. It could be maybe a Gamorrean Guards kind of a thing. Maybe Jabba's palace. Maybe we get Jabba the Hutt. You never know, right? I'm pretty sure, though, in terms of the Book of Boba Fett, he's already dead by that time, you know, at that point in time, because Who kills Jabba? I think it was Leia, I want to say. Gosh, I gotta rewatch Star Wars again. It's been a minute. I love episode 6 though. But, you know, we could get something about Jabba. Maybe, you know, that little feat hints towards something, right? On top of that, we have Fennec. Everything is kind of played in part with Book of Boba Fett. You never know, right? You never know. But, you know, also to play in part with the Gamorrean Guard. We did get a little bit of a touch-up on his portrait a little bit ago. Not a little bit ago. It's been a while ago, right? But that could be a possibility, guys. Do not discount some of these little feats and what they mean and how they could play into part with a future character or some big build-up for a character, you know, in the game. Some event, right? So we got that. But then, the last thing I want to bring up here, my last thought, is actually something I got from a guild mate. Actually, I want to say a guild leader. Maul, right? We just got Maul into the game. Let's actually make this guy in our little favorite section because he is sick. Look at this sexy bald man. All right. So this was an idea that I was kind of, you know, mentioned about in a little Discord call not too long ago. Maul was just added in the game. And which Maul is this? Well, this is like not episode 1 Maul. This is like way past that. This is around when he's like in the Mandalorians. He's more of a scoundrel type of guy, even though he's not got the scoundrel tag. He is definitely playing a part with that. So I want to kind of maybe something on the left field here since it's going to tie in with the unexpected stuff. Solo in the very ending, who do we see? Well, it's that Maul. It's something like this in the Crimson Dawn or whatever they call that group of people. You know, the Dryden Voss. Kira was even in that, I think, right? It's been a while. Like I said, I don't know my Star Wars lore, so you guys can definitely like critique that and like, you know, correct me if I'm wrong. But he was that guy. You know, this is the Maul around that time period, right? So like, what if they really wanted to go back to Solo the movie and add more scoundrels to the game? You know, we could get Beckett. That's one that was kind of a big time kind of a character in that movie, even though he did die. Spoiler alert, right? You know, we get Beckett, we get Dryden Voss. Who else could we get from that movie? You know, I think there's a few different people. Maybe like a Mud Trooper. Maybe, heck, we get some more Imperial Remnant characters. You never know. I feel like there's a lot that they can do here, guys, with the Solo movie. If they want to go back to that, they could definitely do that. Add those characters and slowly trickle in some new marquees from the new TV show. But then there's also the whole talk about marquees about characters from the Mandalorian TV show that we never really got. One of them was Briggs Mayfield, that guy with the cool guns that come out of the back, right? The bald guy. I think he's buddies with Joe Rogan in real life. We get him. We get a lot of different people from that TV show still added in the game. So that's like the whole thing here. It's unexpected, right? I would maybe say the most unexpected would be something like Solo. But also, I wouldn't put it past them if they want to go back to some Mandalorian stuff, right? And just play it apart, because whichever way they go about it, for the most part, everything's going to be either a bounty hunter, a scoundrel, or something to that extent, right? After, you know, episode 6 in the timeline of Star Wars, right? But, of course, we could still get maybe that episode 5 or 6 content. We never know. Maybe we get some, like, reworks. I mean, I know we got the Omnicrons added in the game recently. Maybe we get something to do with that and those older characters. Maybe we get some touch-ups. You know, for example, we did get some of those Mace Windu, Ayla Secura, and then also Qui-Gon with some new art and artwork there for them and their portrait, right? So you never know. There's a lot of stuff in this game right now with the current, you know, state of stuff that we don't know. A lot of stuff came out of left field, right? But I definitely want to talk today about the next marquees and what they could mean. In my opinion, I know they said unexpected in that little post, right? In that Road Ahead post. But I definitely feel like they're going to make it just very simple and not think too hard about it and just tie every single person from the marquees into that next Boba Fett TV show or whatever the next GL is, right? But we'll have to see, right? We'll have to see. I kind of want to go into the journey guide here and just see some of these requirements because, you know, like I said, all these Echo and, you know, Hunter, Bad Batch guys besides Omega, they were marquees beforehand and they were required for Lord Vader, right? But then you come over here to somebody like Master Kenobi, and I'm trying to think, like, marquees of who were needed and required. I don't really think of anybody besides Bo-Katan. Bo-Katan's right here, and she was, like, one of the only marquees of that time period that was required for Master Kenobi. Everybody here has been in the game for a very, very long time. Extremely long time. Jango Fett, Cody, Cad Bane, Shakti, Yoda, Grievous, Watt, Magnagard, Sarge, Qui-Gon. Everybody here is pretty easy, guys, okay? Pretty dang easy. Bo-Katan definitely was the only marquee there. Then we got the whole Lord Vader with the Bad Batch. So, you never know. We could definitely have all these new marquees being tied in with that next GL. And heck, maybe we have that new Boba Fett is going to be required for a new GL too. You never know. You just never know with these things, especially with Conquest being a bigger thing now in the game. There's a lot of ifs and whats and just unknown things, guys. So that's about it for today. You guys tell me what you think down below in the comments. I would love to know. But that's about it. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I will see you all later. Peace out, and have a good one. See you guys.